Okay. So what is the performance testing? Nothing but why performance testing required for the any application means we should verify the application behavior under load and avoid the business loss. Means perform testing is a application behavior under various conditions, like is the perform testing nothing but non-functional testing. This is so using for the tools only we can do for the perform testing. In the perform testing we have different tools in market: load runner and neoload, jmeter, loadgen and soasta. So load runner is introduced by starting introduced HP. After that micro focus, now it is adapted for the HP2. Load runner is a micro focus, and neoload is developed by Neotus company, and jmeter, loadgen, soasta, these are the open source tools. Okay, so we can discuss with the load runner. In load runner we have 5 components. Able to see right my screen?
Yes, yes.
See, we have load runner, we have 5 components. What are the components? Virtual user generator, we can call it as a VUSN. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, hi Utesh. Utesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now just now we started a class just in perform testing different tools in market, and load runner is one of the tool that is introduced by HP starting. Then now it is micro focus, and neoload is one of the tool. This is introduced by Neotus, and jmeter, loadgen, soasta. These are open source tools. These 3. So maximum all companies using for the load runner only. Small companies they are using for the this tools, because this is open source tool, free tools. That's why they are doing for the free testing point of view. They use for the these tools: jmeter, load generator, soasta. Going to the we can discuss with the load runner. So in load runner we have 5 components. What are there means virtual user generator. We can call it as a VUSN. Utesh, you are able to see right my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, then good. Virtual user generator, then we can call it as a VUSN. And second one is a controller, and third one agent process, load generator, analyzer. Already we discussed this 5 components in last class also. So again, again I'm telling for the again one more time. So the virtual user generator. What is a virtual user generator means? We can record the script and generate the script statement, right? Just means in Vision, just we can record the script. What are the business flow? We can do the business flow, we can record, and then after that recordment we can do for the some enhancements. That is called a virtual user generator. Going to the controller. Controller means we can execute with, we can design the scenario and execute with the multiple users. So design the scenario nothing but how many users we are need to test for particular application, 100 or 500, 200. So based on that, we need to design the scenario with multiple users to execute. That is for the controller. Then agent process. Agent process nothing but it is establish the connection between controller and load generator. It's just a intermediate like interface between the controller and load generator. What is load generator means? Load generator generate the load against the application, and analyzer to analyze the results to find out the bottlenecks. How many components in load runner?
5 components.
5 components.
What are there?
Virtual user
generator, controller,
agent process, load
load generator, analyzer.
What is vision? Anyone can tell?
To take recording on particular site.
Yeah, record the business flow and do the script enhancements. Controller means,
Execute the multiple.
yes, we can design the scenario, execute with the multiple users. And what
Yes.
is the load generator? Generate the load against the application.
Okay.
And what is the agent process? It is establish the connection between load generator
Interface
and
to-
controller.
Interface.
Okay. Then analyzer nothing but to analyze the results to find out the bottlenecks. So then we are going to so next step will be load runner architecture. How the architecture will be there. So each and every one will be interview point questions only. What are that means? For example, what is that? Perform testing. What is perform testing? And what are how many components load runner? What are there? And can you explain brief about self that? And what is the performance testing architecture? So each and every one will be interview point of view. So in load runner architecture, see, I will draw the see we have three components we know, right? Okay, one is Vusion. This is the Vusion, and this will be controller. This will be analyzer. So we have this is the LG nothing but load generator. What we can call load generator. We have multiple load generators. So we have servers also will be there. This is the web server. application server, and one more is a database server. Okay. So already I told it is a controller to load generator. What is the interface between the load generator and controller?
Agent process.
Yes, it's correct. So so through agent process, using the agent process, AP nothing but agent process. Using the agent process only, we are getting for the connection between the controller and load generator. So after that, this load generator, it will go to the request web server. Load generator, it will go to the web server. Muktez, already you are there, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
But to waiting, it will showing you.
Actually, I will connect to mobile, sir. That's why I will connect to laptop. But,
Can I accept those?
yeah, no, sir. Actually, I living in mobile, sir. That's why I will connect this.
Okay. Then it is go to the web server, and web server, application server to database server. So this is the architecture. So views and controller analyzer, right? For views and we can record the script, right? That's why we don't have any connection between this. But in controller to views and we have connection. Okay. So vision controller analyzer. Controller, what will happen? It will generate the connection between using for the agent process. It is connection between the LG. Means see, first we are just click enter the username, password, login. It will go to the controller to LG. In that LG, it will go to the web server. It will search for the data. For example, username, password, Jojo Bean. It will search in web server and it is sent to the application server. Application server will send to the database server. Database server nothing but in database Jojo Bean will be there. Then it will resend to back to the response from the back to the our again and web server to again response we can send to the, if it is there not there whatever may be. See, sometimes we can login fail also will get for the login username password is failed, right? So then it will send to the response like that. It will send to the again response and we'll get for the here response. Response means first system is triggered. Once trigger this system, so what will happen? That will go to the controller to LG to it will go to the web server to application server to database server. So database server it will search for the username password, for example. So okay, if it is there, then it will send to the application server and application server to web server and it will send to for the system. Okay, it is a database, Jojo Bean will be there. Okay, it is went to the next page. So if it is not there, so then it will send to the response also. So this round trip of request and responsibility is called as a response time. Means system it will send to the username password and it will go to the LG and LG to web server to application server, DB server, and DB server once fetch the data and it will send to the application server, web server and system. So this round trip of request we can call it as a average response time of each and every transaction. Understand?
Sir.
So this is the our load runner architecture. So after that load runner architecture will follow the some testing process or PT life cycle. This is the PT life cycle. So POC nothing but proof of concept. See, this is the proof of concept and non-functional requirement. We can call it as a NFR, non-functional requirement. And the next thing will be test plan and workload model and test data and script recording and enhancements. And then we are moving to the design the scenario and test execution, result analysis and reporting and recommendation, risk and mitigation. This is the our performance test life cycle. Means before start our testing or before start our work, we follow the process like PT life cycle. For here we have different questions will become, what is the process following in your current organization, or what is your life cycle, performance testing life cycle. So if anyone asks, so we can tell these things. POC nothing but proof of concept, non-functional requirements and test plan and workload model and test data, script recording and enhancements and design scenario and test execution and result analysis and reporting and recommendation and risk and mitigations. So these are the PT life cycle. So we'll go with the one by one. What is the POC? What is the proof of concept? So proof of concept, anyone will know for the knowledge about POC?
No,
POC?
no.
No, okay, no, then no problem. Okay, this POC nothing but is a proof of concept. As part of the POC, what we can show means before doing any kind of test, we have to POC means we should understand the application architecture. So what is our application architecture? We should understand and what kind of application is this? Means which technology it is developed in Java, .NET, SAP, so Oracle. So which technology they developed, we should understand, and same to which communication mechanism they use to develop the application, and what is the tool is compatible for the application, like it is a which tool it is compatible, the load runner or JMeter or Neoload. So we need to check this which tool is compatible with this and which protocol is suitable with this application. Protocol nothing but web HTTP HTML or SAP protocol or Java protocol. Already we've seen, right? See, these are all protocols. See, these are all protocols. These are all protocols. So we should understand the which protocol we need to supposed to buy. So this is the POC. First, what we can do, we should understand the business flow of the application. We should understand the application architecture, and we should understand the which tool supposed to compatible for this application, which protocol compatible with them. Based on that, we need to simple business scenario. We need to take the simple business scenario and record the script and do the execution with the minimal users and report to the client. Then client should understand the which tool is supposed to buy, which protocol is supposed to buy, and how many laborers to finish this project. He understand. This is called a POC. Understand? This,
Sir.
you understand POC? POC nothing but we should understand the application architecture. We should understand the business flow. Business flow nothing but for example, we have to application we are doing. What we are doing? We can launch the application, log in, and after that flight booking, and select the flight, and payment and log out. So like that you understand the application business flow. And SM2, you should understand the application architecture, and we should understand the which protocol is supposed to buy. We should understand the which tool is supposed to buy, and based on that we need to execute with the minimal users and report to the client. Then client will know the, because of see client doesn't know anything which tool is supposed to use and how we can do for the PT, he don't know. Then at that time we can do for the POC, proof of concept. Got it right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do one thing. Once we are done our complete our class, then you can look at once in material. What is a POC? Then you can understand. Okay.
Okay.
Going to the non-functional requirement. Next will be non-functional requirement. Non-functional requirement nothing but we need to gather from the some requirements from the client. We have to prefer the non-functional requirement with help of a business analyst or people, project team people. What is the non-functional requirements? Nothing but CBTs, critical business transactions. Critical business transactions nothing but which pages are mostly accessing the users. See, for example, Facebook application is there. For that Facebook application, what is our critical business scenarios we need to identify means, just observe maximum number of users will be login, right? Everyone will be should log in. So login also one of the our CBTs, and we are upload the video or download the video means that is also it will take time and all the users will do for their same transactions. So that is also one of the critical business scenarios, means most accessing the particular that transaction we can call it as a CBT, critical business transaction. And this is a one non-functional requirement. Going to the next one will be peak hours, off-peak hours. What is peak hours? What is off-peak hours? See, in Facebook application will be there. See, in morning time, early morning for 6 or 7, 8 up to 9, it will be load will be less because of everyone will be doing their office, someone is going to office, someone is going to school, someone is going to college. So number of people not access more load in Facebook application. But evening after 5, everyone will free. School person, it will come, he will log into the application, he will do for the transaction, and college person or office, all are will be access in that time. So that is the peak hours, means at the time load will be more. When is the load will more, we can call it as a peak hours. When is less load, we can call it as a off peak hours. And expected average response time means login is there. What is our login? We need to ask them, client. Okay, login is what is our SLA, service level agreement. If it is access 1 lakh users or 2 lakh users, what is our SLA? Okay, he will tell as a 5 seconds. And after that, flight booking, how much is our SLA? 5 seconds. And select the flight button, 5 seconds, and payment 6 seconds, and log out 5 seconds. So based on that, we need to gather from this all details from the client. Okay, that is called average response time. And number of transactions per hour means how many transactions it happen in the per number of transactions. And hardware OS level threshold statistics like CPU utilization into the application యొక్క CPU ఎంత ఉంది, so memory ఎంత ఉంది. So we need to ask for this also, how much is the memory, how much is CPU, and what is the heap, what is the swapping. We have to gather from this kind of test. We supposed to perform the in terms of availability and serviceability and scalability, baseline and benchmarking testing. So this is the non-functional requirements who we can gather from the client. What are the non-functional requirements? CBT, critical business transactions, peak hours, off peak hours, average response time. Okay, and apart from this, OS level threshold statistics like CPU utilization, memory utilization. So these are everything we need to gather from where? Client. Where we can gather from this all non-functional requirements? Client. So this everything will be client know, so he will provide for this all details, but he don't know for client. So we have this is the 3 cases we can divide. Like client doesn't know application, and application is production. Means client doesn't know application, means he don't know for the out that application, and but application is production, means application production will be there. So at that time, what we can do means get the production logs files in 1 year historical data using for the site analytical tool or Splunk tool. Try to identify the top 5 usage days from there, that how many number of visitors accessing that application, how many number of pages views are happening, and which pages are mostly accessing the users. And we need to take for this all details from using for the site analytical tool or Splunk tool. When client doesn't know anything application and application production, it is a production time. Using the production log or site analytical tool or Splunk tool, we need to find the what is our CBTs, what is the average response time, and we need to take for the historical data of the last 1 year, which days mostly accessing the users. So we need to all gather from the, this is the when client doesn't know application and application is production time. So this is the second case. Second case, see, I'm highlighting client doesn't know application and application not in production. So starting will be production will be there. Production means we need to already it is there in outside of the application. That's why we are using for the site analytical tool or production log. Using that we find the non-functional requirement. But this time client doesn't know application and application not in production. So what is our solution means get the commutator statistics and conduct the PT performance testing using the network traffic monitoring utilities using the Alexa.com, get the commutator statistics and identify the NFR in terms of peak hours, off peak hours, number of users, number of pages, and which pages are mostly accessing the users. So mostly access the end users. So these are all we can get from the using the Alexa.com. So I will show you how that 1 minute using the Alexa.com. So any tool Alexa.com. Non-functional requirement, what are there? Anyone can explain?
CBT,
Okay.
peak hours, non-peak hours,
Okay.
and
Load analysis.
Okay. Each and everyone we can speak, then only I know for the your listening class and assumed that is good thing for you also.